when we all got to college, we can like see ourselves different from the Filipino people, like the Chinese community in the Philippines.
Hey guys, today we've got a bit of a controversial topic, and since I got my friend Cheston Oy here
Hello.
with me, I thought I'd bring it up because Cheston is Filipino, and also he would be sometimes considered Chinese.
Yeah.
So personally, I believe that there is no such thing as half Filipino. I'll relate this back to the US because the US is a melting pot of all different nationalities,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So to me, there is no one that is half American. If you have an American passport, then you are American. So like if your nationality is American, then you're American. It's not, there are Indian Americans, there are Chinese Americans, there are Black Americans, white Americans, Peruvian Americans, Cuban Americans, like people that come from all over, and they're not half. Like if you're Filipino and you move to the US and you give up your Filipino passport, then to me, you're no longer, you're just American. Because you don't have a Filipino passport anymore and you're American. Now you can say like my roots are from the Philippines, or you know, like my family came from the Philippines. Like I would say, yes, my family, my dad's side came from Italy. That's why my last name is DiMuzio or DiMuzio, because, but I'm not half Italian. Like I'm just American. I don't feel like it's fair for me to say even that I'm half Italian because I don't speak Italian.
So you're half Italian.
Well, my dad's my dad's family came from Italy, right? Just like my mom's family came from Germany.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. How do you feel about that? Because people would say in the Philippines, "Oh, you're Chinese," right? But really, I mean, you were born in the Philippines. You speak Filipino much better than you do Chinese.
Yeah.
Do you even speak Chinese?
Just a little.
Okay.
Yeah.
But obviously fluent in Filipino, right?
Yeah.
So, how do you feel about that?
Um,
Are you a halfie or are you Filipino?
I'm happy.
You're a halfie?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Cause like even though I grew up in Philippines, you know, my family still like carries this Chinese tradition.
Yeah.
Like, you saw my mom is from Philippines, and my dad is from China, in Hong Kong.
Oh, in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
So,
but still, like, you were born in the Philippines. Like, why? How are you half Filipino?
like,
Then
if-
aren't you just Chinese with a Filipino passport? Then, if that's the way that you look at it, how are you half Filipino?
I
Oh,
think
because
by
your mom is Filipino.
yeah, but just
Oh,
ethnicity,
okay.
I think. So people
Gotcha.
in the Philippines like use this half thing
Yeah.
by like blood, I think, not like nationality.
Yeah.
Like if your dad is like my dad is Chinese, my mom is Filipina, so I'm half Filipino by blood and half Filipino. Oh no, half Filipino by blood, half Chinese by blood.
Okay.
That's all. But if you talking about nationality,
But isn't it complicated? Like, because your mom, like, for instance, there aren't a lot of, like, native Filipinos, right? Like, it's hard to even measure who is a native Filipino, just like a Native American. Like, Native Americans, we have, like, Native Americans.
Yeah,
But,
like
like,
the
but I'm not
American-
Native American, right?
not,
I'm,
yeah.
so, like, I'm just not American at all, right? Like, am I not really, because you're saying, for instance, that you're half Filipino. Is that good? Like, was your like mom like from like the Filipino people like indigenous to the islands?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure,
Because like
so maybe you're not half Filipino.
I'm not sure then.
Jessica Sanchez, right?
Yeah.
I'm just bringing her out, and I actually don't know that much about Jessica Sanchez, but I remember she won American Idol, and then everybody
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, she's like half Filipino, right?" But like she had never been to the Philippines, like she didn't speak Filipino. Like to me, she wasn't half Filipino.
Okay.
Like she was just an American.
I think
You know?
it's just how you look at it.
Yeah.
Because like, and Filipinos usually like if they're like talents from all over the world, they like want to accept like he's Filipino.
Yeah. That's the thing that I always kind of found strange is I feel like because you don't really know in the Philippines, just like with Americans, we kind of know like Native Americans. If you're like just your parents were all Native Americans as far back as you can remember, well then
Yeah.
kind of you were Native American or whatever. But
Okay.
other than that, you're not American. Like you're not Native American. We're just all like these people that moved to this country, right?
Yeah,
but like
yeah.
the Philippines is kind of like that to a certain degree. The Spanish colonized so much, and Americans
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Japanese, and like all these people that like it's hard to even know, like unless you do a DNA test, right? If you're really like you're an indigenous person to the Philippines. So I feel like it's so much easier to just look at the nationality and just go, well, hey, your Filipino passport, you were born in the Philippines, you're just Filipino. You know what I
But
mean?
the crazy thing is, I always observe this like when out of the country.
Yeah.
Like, for example, I'm at Taiwan, and like people there,
Yeah.
always assume that I can speak Chinese because how the way I look.
Yeah.
So that's a funny thing. And
So how do you feel about that?
and
Do you
also-
feel more or less Filipino in that moment?
less, of course, if like
You feel more Chinese.
yes,
Mm.
and like all my Filipino friends
Yeah.
always thought that I'm not like my dad and my mom is Chinese. Like
Okay.
I don't have like Filipino blood.
Gotcha.
Like they always assume like this is how the way I look.
That's part of the thing that kind of like bothers me.
Okay.
Is because I feel like maybe it doesn't you, but like I would like me personally. I feel like if I was living in the Philippines and born in the Philippines, I'd be like, hey, like I'm one of the people here. Like this is my country. You know what I mean? And if people were telling me like, oh no, like you're just Chinese. Look at you. I'd be like, no, but like this is my country. This is where I was born.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like
Yeah.
I felt this way, for instance, in the South. I was born in the South of the United States, and
Like,
a lot-
where in
in
South?
North Carolina.
Okay.
And so that's like a southern place. But when I was growing up, because I had this last name, DiMuzio, and because I didn't have a really southern accent because my parents weren't from the South, people would say to me like, "Oh, yeah, you're a northerner." And
Oh,
that,
really?
that very
Really?
frustrated me
Really?
because I was like, no, I was born in the South United States. Like, this is my area, North Carolina. This is my place. You know, this is my home. And so when I moved to the Philippines and was living there, I like found this strange that I was constantly running into people and they're like, oh no, he's not Filipino. I was like, well, wasn't he born here and doesn't he have a Filipino passport? And like, oh no, he's Spanish. He's like Spanish, you know, or he's Chinese or whatever.
Okay.
And so I don't know. Anyway, after a while, I was like, and then like my friend Yasi Pressman, right, the
Yeah.
singer, like people would be like, oh, she's half Filipino, and I'm like. But not really. She was born here. She speaks Filipino. She's just Filipino.
Yeah.
Her dad is from England. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Well, leave your comments. Let us know your thoughts.
Yeah.
Be curious. This is something that I've thought about a lot, and I was curious to get
And
Cheston's view.
One more thing.
Sure.
Because I studied in a Chinese school in Philippines. Chinese school. So all of my classmates there, like my friends there, either like pure Chinese, half Chinese. Some are like non-Chinese at all.
Okay.
And like when we all got to college, we can like see ourselves different from the Filipino people, like the Chinese community in the Philippines. So there's a Filipino Chinese community in the Philippines. Like
Yeah,
we
yeah,
have this
yeah.
certain culture
Yeah.
that we still practice. So I think that
So
kinda
it's
sets
like
us
its
aside.
own culture within a culture,
Yes,
basically like that.
correct.
Oh, that's very interesting.
So
I
yeah,
never thought
I think
about.
that's kind of thing like we can still say that like half Filipino, half Chinese. Like
Gotcha.
this is still,
Because it's like you already have like your own culture
Own.
within this.
Yes.
So it's like, oh, I don't need to be Philippine, like considered a pure Filipino because I have my own people.
Yeah.
The Chinese Filipino community.
Yes,
Oh,
correct.
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. That's really interesting. Yeah. Awesome. Well, yeah, look forward to hearing your thoughts, guys.
So all Filipino Chinese there. Comment. What do you think? Do you think if we're just Filipinos or we're half Filipino, half Chinese if we're living in the Philippines? So let us know.
Yeah, love to know. All
Yeah.
right. Interesting.
Yeah.